to another episode of Marvel Diaries, where we're just as inconsistent as the weather.
Great to be back.
It's great to be back.
We were called to return.
We were called to return.
We were summoned.
We were summoned. And so I am looking forward to our time together. How you been, sis?
I've been good. We're in 2022 now.
Yep.
And we're nearing the end of phase 4.
Yes.
And wow, the way they're about to close it out. Buckle our seatbelts, right?
I know. And so I think you all know why we're here. We know why we're here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this trailer reaction.
No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Hey, little darling, don't shed no tear. No woman, no cry. Good friends we have and good friends we've lost along the way. In this great future, you can't forget your past. So dry your tears, I say. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright now. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be.
I am queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is gone. Have I not given everything?
And when I wake up,
Like my eyes are so, and this is like not even my first time watching it. This is probably like my 17th.
So we're on the same page. This is probably, I'm around 17, 18, somewhere around there.
And
I've watched the
still,
trailer so many times.
like chills, emotions.
Do you know I would go to the movie theater just to watch the trailer?
Oh my gosh. So when I first watched it, all the lights were on, and I was like, let's turn off the lights, let's just have the screen and the sound and get this thing. It's so beautiful. Like it is so beautiful. How can a teaser be so moving?
It's so moving.
Visually, it is pulling us in, and I know the whole community is just like,
I
shook.
believe, okay, so the trailer was released about 17, 18 hours ago, somewhere around
Right.
there, not even 24 hours.
Yeah.
And it's up to 12 million, 13 million views just on
Wow.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Just on
Yeah.
YouTube. This is
Just
not
on YouTube.
including what's been shared on Marvel's page, on all social media platforms, or the actors' page on social media. And this is already going to be, the trailer is a box office hit. And
Yeah. The trailer is a box office. Yes.
listen, I'm not trying to throw none of the Marvel films under the bus right now, but I'm just saying the best.
The best. When I saw
The
it,
trailer
about
alone is
48
better than you know what. You know that
When I
movie?
saw when I saw it about 48 minutes into Marvel Studios releasing it, it already had 1.7 million views already. So,
Yes.
but yeah, I mean, so let's get into it. Ryan
Tell
Coogler,
me how you feel. Yeah.
who is um, who is a brilliant director, uh, and has always done films, Justice, Creed, Fruitvale Station, the first Black Panther. What
Love
he created here,
Fruitvale Station was when I really fell in love with his work.
man,
And his work around Oscar Grant and that story. I just fell in love with his art.
I mean, this the what he's doing or what he's created, like just in that trailer. And shout out to whoever edited this teaser. Like it's just brilliant. It is brilliant to have, like, I've never felt like this for a trailer before. Just visually, it's very colorful, it's
Mm,
very
mm.
vibrant, but with Thames coming in covering Bob Marley's No Woman, No Cry,
And then
like
how it transitions into Kendrick Lamar's I.
bringing K-Dot back, you know, and transitioning into, like, it was like, it's like levels of just brilliance and beauty here. That first scene with Angela, I'm sorry, with
Lupita.
Lupita
Yes.
on the water, you know, already
Yeah.
it's just like, oh
And
my gosh,
so, and then,
oh my goodness.
and talking about expanding like the MCU, storyline, were they in South America? It seemed like they were
So
on a
here's the thing.
different, yeah. I'm just trying to figure out geographically where they
Okay.
are in that moment.
Yeah, so so we're gonna jump around a bit here.
I
So
know we're all
we all
over.
know
We're gonna
that
be all over the place.
Wakanda is landlocked, but I believe there is a river, so we'll assume that it's a large body of water.
Right.
But Lupita and Angela both have scenes by the water, and I even assume when Letitia Wright is looking out, that scene of her looking out, and
Is also
um,
in that same
that she's
place,
also
in that
near
same
some
body
body
of
of
water.
water.
Right.
So either they end up at a coast, or the water comes to them. And
it's an indication of the conflict to come.
it's an
Right.
indication of conflict to come.
Now, again, for all of our viewers, forgive us because we're going to just be jumping out. We have no script.
No,
This is unplanned.
yeah.
And and my picture is hanging in the background by painter's tape. So
Beautiful art nonetheless.
beautiful art nonetheless, right? But if you think back to Endgame and remember the scene immediately after when the tagline said 5 years later, and it opens with Black Widow doing a virtual call with Captain Marvel, some Guardians of the Galaxy, and at the time the leader of the Dormilaje, Okoye. So Okoye says Black Widow inquires of the trembles underneath, right? The country land, underneath the land. And so Okoye says, well, it's an earthquake under, we handle it by not handling it. And the tremors that they felt is rumored that it could have been an indication of the conflict between the people of Wakanda and the people of Atlantis. And so the ongoing conflict between those populations. Now you have Neymar, who's Neymar the Submariner. And I don't know a lot, but what I do know is that apparently he's a mutant. His character is not quite like Aquaman, but it's in that family. I don't know a lot, and I should, but I just don't.
We're gonna look.
We're gonna find.
We will learn more. We will learn more.
We're gonna learn more about.
And what I love is that it truly is a teaser. Like Ryan ain't telling us nothing. Marvel's not telling us anything. but yet showing us so, like, I feel like we saw so much and yet didn't see anything at all. And to be able to tap into so much emotion without revealing anything, like,
And
wow.
an extra shout out to the crew and cast and people who worked on set. From my
Man,
knowledge, there haven't been any significant leaks
yeah,
from the set. So, we don't know who T'Challa's successor is going to be.
yeah,
And we also don't know like the main storyline. We just know that it's a conflict. We know
right,
we see the waters,
yeah,
flooding Wakanda, so we can kind of make some inferences from that, but we still don't know the main storyline. And um remember in Queen Ramona's line, she says, I'm the queen of the most powerful nation, and which is so moving. Shout out to Angela Bassett. She
man.
does.
Angela is finna have us stretched out. Listen, Angela's finna have us
Yeah,
stretched out. We are not ready for the queen.
she
Woo.
dug into what's love got to do with it. She reached all the way back. Okay. She reached
She
all
had
the way back.
she gave us 2 lines and already like wig just snatched back. Like,
I'm telling you, edges need to be laid, wigs need to be tightened, shoes needs to be laced
so
because
when she said her whole family is
exactly.
gone,
And that's the point I was
so
getting to.
are we
Right.
talking about blip? Like, where's Shuri? Is Shuri gone due to the blip, or is she like, what is she? Is she away?
Right.
Or
When does she make that line? Right. At
when
what point?
when yeah. Yeah, that one I was just like, wait, what you mean, Angela? Like, what's going on? Um,
So this is what I think. All right. You
okay.
ready? Okay. So I think that it's possible that she may have made that line maybe during the blip, because
Okay.
perhaps Shuri was blip. And I think Shuri might have been blip because I think that's a great entryway for Riri Williams, Ironheart, who made a debut.
Mhm.
She, I mean, she could have left MIT, and she is kind of like, I think she is up to be Iron Man's legitimate
Successor.
replacement,
Yeah.
successor, right?
Yeah.
And she probably left MIT. Maybe she survived the blip and made her way to Wakanda and became familiar with the lab. I mean,
That's gonna be a
yeah,
great
I'm curious to
storyline
how, yeah,
to see how that plays out. Yeah.
yeah, perhaps. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm
I
excited
really,
about that character as
yeah.
well. And I think she's getting a series on Disney Plus, I believe.
Yeah, I believe
Mhm.
so. Yep. I'm really interested to see how um T'Challa and Chadwick will be honored in this film, because you know we have to take time to grieve
More.
and honor him,
Yeah.
and they also have to move the story forward without Chadwick as T'Challa. And so, it looked like that was a potentially a funeral scene when you had all of the
Right.
characters in the
Yes.
second scene in all white.
Yes.
Um, I've seen, all white homegoings in certain cultures. And
Yes.
so that's possible. Um, Already ready for a box of tissues for that. But it's
I'm
there's
actually getting emotional like listening to you think about it.
it'll be, I mean, it's tricky for how Ryan, has decided to move forward with the film, as well as make sure that we have this, MCU therapy session and together and mourn Chadwick and T'Challa.
Right. Shout out to him. He had to rewrite the script
Yep. Yep.
and also move the storyline forward, as you mentioned. And I think that I anticipate this film being the best of his work, considering all that he has had to, manage. Um,
Yeah.
the narrative, like the real life narratives of losing Chadwick.
Yeah.
How do we not recast T'Challa? How do we move the Black Panther forward? What's next for Black Panther? The
Right.
superhero, who takes up the mantle? But also, how do we acknowledge, um, as African Americans, as imaginary Wakandans, how do we deal with or grapple with losing Chadwick Boseman at such a young age, so
Yeah.
tragically? We were not prepared for his loss. I remember when the notification came through on my phone. I'm thinking in my mind is it's another Chadwick Boseman. I'm thinking, like because
Yeah. Not
it
him.
could not
Yeah.
ours, right? And
Right.
so his death was very sudden. It was jarring, and I think I just want to applaud everybody for making it through, and I think this is this movie is going to be phenomenal. It's
Oh yeah.
it's going to be phenomenal. I am going ahead and saying it. This has to be nominated again. We already know that Black Panther is the first MCU film to win an Oscar. And so I think I think this is going to be up there competing with Avatar, because Avatar comes out in December, I believe, around
Mhm.
Thanksgiving. And so, and when I say
People have been
competing,
talking about the blue folks in the water for Avatar too.
right. And when I say competing, I'm thinking about nominations,
Yeah.
because that's probably the only movie that I can think about who Avatar is probably the only movie that can compete with Black Panther Wakanda Forever right now.
Yeah.
And I know that, that's not the focus of this conversation, but just thinking about the quality of the art, and how they've won Oscars in the past. It's only
Yeah.
right to move forward in that, in that tradition, to be nominated to win.
Yeah.
And I am I am floored by the possibility. I don't want any spoilers. I don't want to know anything. I'm definitely going to go see the movie. Um, you know how they have like the 11 o'clock or midnight showings, the the Thursday
Yeah.
before.
The
So I'm
Thursday
gonna,
before.
yeah. I'm gonna go to that. And
Yeah.
then I'm gonna go again Friday. And then I'm gonna go again
You,
Saturday. And I'm gonna go
because
again
the
Sunday.
special thing about seeing it opening weekend is, enjoying it with the other fans. Like first Black Panther, the way the culture,
Yes, he showed up.
came out.
He showed up.
I heard someone talking about Michaela Cole. Yo, so wait,
Okay.
Michaela Cole was in Hall H, announced as a cast member of Black Panther. So at San Diego Comic Con, when they revealed the teaser and shared it,
Mhm.
she's a character in it, and she talked about seeing it in London, the UK, and Ghana. And
Mm,
you're talking about three different continents, and her experience seeing the first one on three different continents, and just how like Black people all over the world, showed up
the
for this
diaspora.
film. So I think it's going to be, the same here. And yet, like, the first one was like, a celebration. And
Yes.
Black people, we know how to celebrate, a celebration. And, this one is going to be, like a homegoing celebration, I guess. The
And
other thing,
in our culture, we can send somebody on home.
we listen,
We can
we
send,
surely can, and we need to. I
and
mean,
we
we
need
lost
to.
Chadwick
Yeah.
during the pandemic, and the beautiful thing is now that we're on this side of COVID, we can convene together. We don't have to watch this from our homes on Disney Plus. Like it wouldn't be right,
Mhm.
um, of all the other films that came out in the MCU during COVID, this one is one that I think like it will just, it's going to be incredible to be in the theaters together to watch it. And watching the cast, in Hall H on YouTube yesterday, seeing the trailer for the first time, this teaser, and their reactions. It was very emotional for them, particularly the original cast members, seeing them embrace each other like, oh my goodness, like here we are with tears and goosebumps
Right.
and
I'm getting
chills.
goosebumps right now just thinking about
Like
your reaction.
they are going, like, wow, like that's so I'm super excited. I mean, the teaser alone, like the movie can do no wrong. I'm excited, as you mentioned, Ironheart, the introduction of Ironheart by Dominique Thomas and Neymar, his introduction to the MCU. Like, what a great way
I
to
believe his name
close
is
out.
Tanash, I think is how you pronounce his first name. Tanash, maybe.
Tanach,
I think that's how you
Huerta.
pronounce it. Yeah.
Yeah, that I think it's gonna be.
Easy on eyes.
He is easy on the eye. Listen,
He's
he's
very
easy on
easy
the
on
eyes.
eyes.
Ready to see M'Baku as well. If we just gonna talk about,
Take me to that king, please.
take me to that king.
Take me to that king.
So yeah, I'm excited. At the moment I watched it, I think I shared the trailer with like 20 people. Like,
Yeah.
whatever you're doing, even though it's a Saturday night, like this is the most important thing to tune into right now. And we're
Can you
just excited.
imagine?
November 11th.
It's just July 24th, and
Gosh, only
I know it's July 24th, and we have until November
11th.
11th.
It can't get here soon enough.
And you know what I was thinking? Like, I think that we're going to need this movie. We're going to use this movie as a respite from reality. We have a lot going on in our society. And think about that will be right after the midterm elections. We're going to need this movie. We're going to need this movie.
Bro, boy, you be connecting the dots.
This movie is going to encourage us and inspire us in spite of the results, right? And
it's not going to be a respite from reality, though, only because of the loss of Chadwick. Like, the reality is, like, he's not moving forward with this. He's no longer with us, and so that's the harsh reality that we're going to have to contend with.
We're going to have to experience his loss of life all over again.
Yeah.
And right. And so can you imagine how we feel not being, immediately related to him or not knowing him personally? Imagine his wife, his brother, his family. And so I'm confident that his parents and his wife will be honored. I'm sure Kevin Feige would do it in his own way. And Kevin Feige has been hitting a lot of home runs.
Yeah,
he's been doing well. He's been doing
a lot
well.
of people have been talking about how this phase doesn't end with an Avengers, film. But it's ending with Wakanda forever. Like, what?
You know why? Because right, and it
Endgame was so much. Like, we good.
It's so
Endgame
much.
and Infinity War were so much. It
was so much. We're good. We're still digesting the Endgame, right?
Yeah.
But what's important about this phase of the MCU is that we're really trying to digest and understand comprehensively of what the multiverse is, what that means, the difference between multiverses, the differences between the realms that exist and connecting the multiverses. And so we're still trying to unpack that. And so I appreciate not having like an all-star, heroic movie. And not only that, we need to prepare the way for the next big bad, because Thanos was a bad man. And so we need to prepare the way for that. And I think that all the movies just kind of really laid the foundation for the next phase. Yeah. And because I'm still trying to figure out, how are we going to, use the time, and how can we connect the realms with, with the various universes? And
Yeah.
then, Namor is a mutant. And for those who have been watching Miss Marvel, it was revealed that she does have one of her genes are is mutated, so she has a mutant gene.
Mm.
So we're just trying to figure this out, the difference between Inhumans or and mutants, and so there's a lot. And
There's a lot. We might need to come back and just talk about phase 4, phase 5. They even Kevin even revealed a bit about phase 6. So
right,
we might need
he
to come
did.
back and just get into into that. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let me ask you this, sis. What are some of before we end, what are some of your predictions? Who do you think T'Challa's successor might be?
I know it's not M'Baku because that didn't look like M'Baku's body.
But we do know that they have always
The technology to
they've used technology to kind of throw us
yeah.
off. Remember when the trailer was released for Infinity War, Hulk was running through the battlefield with the rest of the Avengers, but when we got to the movie, Hulk never came out. So at the end,
Yeah.
so we do know
My
things can be digitally
yeah.
removed and added.
Who knows? I mean, my first immediate thought was Shuri, um, just because that would follow at least the comics. But I feel like it's going to be an upset, like where like maybe it's just not going to be her, and it's going to blow our minds, but we're going to love it. Like I don't feel like we're going to be left confused. I think it'll make sense, whoever it is. What about you? Who are you thinking?
Um, I I'm open to Killmonger's return.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm sure he had a change of heart, but we know that heroes die differently in the MCU,
Mm-hmm. Yep. Look at Thor, right?
right?
End of Thor.
Right. Look at Loki.
Yeah, and Vahelia.
He's not a
So we
hero,
know.
but he's also not a villain.
So we know. So we know. Yeah. So Killmonger is an option. Is that the only? Is that who you're thinking it is?
I am also Okoye.
Oh. Okay.
Yep. But also keep in mind, we have to figure out where they extracted the herb, because Killmonger burned the field of herbs in the
Mm-hmm.
first Black Panther. So right now, we don't have that we know of, we don't have a herb. So it's very possible, now that I'm like talking out loud and thinking out loud, when the meteor hit the African plate,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm curious if, because apparently the meteor also started the underground world of Atlantis. So the power that, right, the power that powers Wakanda also powers Atlantis. And I'm curious if after T'Challa's death, that they set out on an ocean exploration to try to find
Mm.
to see if the heart-shaped herb is located in underground in the water, and they end up killing an Atlantis fish, and then they
Oh
get
my
mad.
goodness. You okay? Here's the thing. We got a
Okay,
theory here.
okay,
All
okay,
right.
okay.
All
I went
right.
too far on that one, but
Okay.
I'm curious now that I'm thinking out loud, because it has to be, some reason for the conflict, so to speak, because one thing about the Wakandans and probably the people of Atlantis is when you know that you're powerful, and but yet you have a strong sense of morality and ethics, you only mess with folk who mess with you, so to speak, and you don't go messing with anyone. So I'm
Right.
curious if, you know, um if when they go looking for the heart shape herb, something accidentally happens and there's a misunderstanding and that happens.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I
But
wonder if there's like a third party that's maybe attacking both of them. That's
the
creating problems for both of
colonizers,
them. Yeah. So
right? And so
maybe
is it
so maybe
Ross?
they,
What is that? Was that his name? The white guy, Ross. See, people who are watching brain fog. And
what about Nakia? What about
Nakia.
Nakia?
Oh, I forgot about her. She's an option.
She's an option.
She's an option. Those women from Wakanda, they are nothing to play with.
And all of them, even the queen.
Ramona.
It's all possible. So we're gonna
Yeah,
find
those
out.
women, they're mighty warriors, and any one of them could easily be T'Challa's successor. Sidebar, do you remember in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, now Captain America and the Winter Soldier, when the new Captain America offended the Dora Milaje and they beat his back?
What you not gonna do? What you not gonna do?
They try to
I think they're gonna have a film too, right? Okoye, is there a film just for Okoye and the Dora Milaje, or a series coming out later?
No, but this has nothing to do. It's similarly related. The new movie that Viola Davis is going to be in, King. Look it up.
Yeah.
But there's a new movie that's coming out, and she's a warrior.
Yeah.
And that film is based on is the true story of the African women warriors. The name escapes me. I believe it starts with a G, and that's who the Dora Milaje is based off of.
Modeled after. Okay.
Model after. Yep.
Okay.
So,
it'd be great if they have their own.
It'd be super dope. It'd be super dope.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that's my prediction. And
all right. Are you going to watch any more trailers, or are you concerned about, because this was just a teaser, so there will be trailers to come? Will you watch them to learn more, or do you want to now wait until November 11th to just like re-immerse yourself? What are you thinking?
It's inescapable not to watch. I would have to be a hermit. Do you know that people in academia establish a Black Panther curriculum? Like, so even if I stayed off social media, or even if it's just
yeah. All right. Well, then let's come back and talk some more about it when they drop the next ones.
Yes, sis, I missed you.
I missed you too. I missed you too. Yeah.
I know. This trailer is just rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Yeah, it was so beautifully done. It gripped in all the right ways. It teased the way it needed to tease. It tapped into all the emotions, sadness, excitement, anticipation.
With no words.
With
very few, just two
very
lines.
limited. Yeah. So I'm like, kudos and shout out to the whole team that got us to this point. And it's, we're on the road to November now. So
on the road to November. And so now we have something to talk about outside of the midterm elections.
Right. It's, that's the beautiful thing. Like, MCU really always gives us stuff to look forward to. And this is, I'm excited. Like, I'm excited to have this to look forward to.
So excited. This movie. All right. One more prediction.
Okay.
How long do you think it's going to stay in the theaters? Because it stayed longer than I think the first one, because it kept getting sold out.
It's gonna be there at least to after Christmas. I think it's gonna be after Christmas. Yeah.
I think it's gonna run through Black History Month.
That's possible, but we will all have seen it by then. So we'll all have seen it. But I mean, the question is, maybe Disney Plus might want to release it as a Black History Month release. Maybe.
With special features.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
That would be great. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Well, so great to come back with you.
I know.
We
It
were
was so good
summoned and we
talking to you.
answered the call, and more to come with Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Wakanda forever, sis.